Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. Since Wednesday, face mask use is compulsory in all public spaces as a measure to stop a new COVID-19 outbreak after the rise on cases so far in Catalonia and other regions.
The president of the Andalusian government, Juanma Moreno, attended the meeting of the COVID-19 Technical Advisory Group on Tuesday, where it was approved to extend the mandatory use of masks throughout the Andalusian territory. Since Wednesday midnight, this means of protection has to be used both in open and closed spaces, regardless of the interpersonal security distance, which should continue to be maintained when possible with the exception of family units. This measure was approved by the Andalusian president for its corresponding study by the Committee of Experts last Saturday. Moreno highlighted that we are at the equator of the pandemic with the virus still among us. The outbreaks that have emerged in Andalusia in recent days are controlled. The number of infections has dropped and those hospitalized continue to decline, but it is important not to let our guard down and to be in alert and vigilance to new cases. All of this comes as a reaction to the moment of gravity that Catalonia is experiencing, where close to 1 million Andalusians live. With the summer, many decide to return to visit, making the Andalusian government take extreme precautions with the community. The measure, which has been unanimously agreed by the Committee of Experts that has adopted taking into account the current circumstances that may lead to a major public health problem. Likewise, it was agreed to involve local corporations in the order in the surveillance and sanction regime for their possible non-compliance. Moreno also emphasized the Great Alliance for Andalusia that he proposed in the Andalusian Parliament, seeking the involvement of the entire Andalusian society as a whole. From the economic and social agents of the community to the political forces and businessmen, passing through the universities and the third sector, among others.
The British Embassy has made a calling for Brits living in Spain to get the TIE document, an identity card for non-EU residents in Spain. For the British citizens that are already registered as a resident, this card is optional.
The Spanish government started on July 6 to issue a biometric credit card-sized document instead of the Green Residency A4 certificate or small Green Residency card to UK citizens registering for the first time as residents. This new document is called TIE, an identity card for foreigners used to non-EU residents in Spain. It's important to remember that for those who have already registered as resident in Spain, the TIE card is optional. That's because both of these residencia documents already guarantee Brit rights in Spain under the withdrawal agreement. In fact, the British Embassy in Spain has called on UK citizens who are registered already to not try to make appointments to avoid overloading the Extranjería reservation system, which already has a huge backlog exacerbated by the partial shutdown of public institutions during the coronavirus lockdown. This is not compulsory to do before the transition period ends on December 31. You can go on the Cita Previa website, choose your province and the new option available for the TIE card issuance, then fill in your personal details and make an appointment. Remember that before your appointment at the Immigration Office police station, you will have to fill in Modelo 790, Código 012, print it out and pay the processing fee at the bank. They will stamp the form to prove that you have paid. Take this along to your appointment. Also fill in the EX23 TIE application form and print it out to hand in during your appointment. For your municipality, you should choose CNP Benalmádena, Calle Las Flores. Be prepared to present your passport, and if it's expired or lost, you must show a copy and proof of the renewal application for it, and also bring a passport photo of yourself. holders of a green temporary registration certificate with less than 5 years of residency will receive a TIE valid for 5 years, whereas holders of a permanent residency certificate will get a TIE valid for 10 years. If you intend to reside in Spain post-Brexit, it's highly recommendable that you begin the process as soon as possible and before the end of the transition period in order to benefit from the rights under the withdrawal agreement.
City Hall is making an appeal for civism and collaboration to our citizens in order to maintain Benalmádena's best image during the summer, a key factor to protect our main industry, tourism.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and RSU councilman Juan Carrillo offered last week a press conference to ask for citizenship and citizen collaboration so that Benalmádena follows its best image during the summer. Benalmadenses have confirmed on many occasions that we are a people that complies with the health and hygiene regulations and recommendations, and in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have been one of the municipalities that has best respect confinement throughout Spain, said Navas. The mayor highlighted that Benalmádena was also one of the first municipalities in the entire country to create an order that requires pet owners to clean the urination left by their companion animals on the road with soapy water during the walks. In these moments, it is more important than ever to disinfect the most crowded public spaces, and for this reason we want to remind the neighbors who are pet owners not to forget to take the soapy water bottle on their walks to clean urine from the streets, he insisted. The cleaning of the municipality is everyone's business. Of the public services that we have the obligation to correctly organize the works so that the streets present their best appearance and to collect the waste in adequate shifts, but also of the neighbors who must comply with what it is stipulated in the ordinances so that Benalmádena looks like one of the cleanest and most hygienic places, clarified Navas, who also made a calling for civility and collaboration this summer when tourists are going to be especially attentive to the hygiene and care of the city as a guarantee of their safety and prevention against COVID-19. Local police will strengthen controls on compliance with the ordinances related to street cleaning and hygiene and will penalize residents who do not comply with the regulations. Cleaning is something that a tourist municipality like Benalmádena must carry under its flag, and it is everyone's responsibility to have the municipality as clean as possible, he concluded. RSU councilman Juan Carrillo reminded neighbors that the deposit of pruning on public roads is strictly prohibited, and that the furniture must be carried out on these days and times that appear on the information signs on the containers. Carrillo has announced that starting next week, they will strengthen the furniture collection service with one more truck on Mondays and Fridays. He has also warned that the local police will ensure compliance with the prohibition on deposit pruning and the furniture is left on public roads at the corresponding time and days.
The Spanish Association Against Cancer launches its campaign How to Protect Yourself from the Sun Properly, that focus on the importance of this action to avoid several types of cancer or health problems.
Health Councilman Juan Carrillo and the president of the Spanish Association Against Cancer in Benalmádena and Torremolinos, Paqui Guerrero, presented last week at Las Yucas Beach Bar the campaign How to Protect Yourself from the Sun Properly. A campaign that comes just in time for the summer holidays, a period in which the rays suns are taken with more intensity and can become more harmful to health. This year, as a consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic, the AECC cannot carry out its solar campaign as it has done in previous years, with informative tents and distribution of brochures. And for this reason, they have requested the cooperation of Benalmádena's City Council, Real Estate Administration, pharmacies, beach bars and hammock businessmen, so that each of them, within their scope, give visibility to this campaign by placing posters on their institutions, neighborhood communities, and business. One of the priority objectives of our association is prevention, with which 80% of cancer cases could be avoided. And for this reason, we consider that this campaign in a province like Malaga, the third in Spain in sunny hours, is essential. The rules to protect ourselves well from the sun are easy to carry out. Half an hour before leaving the house, we have to protect ourselves with sunscreen with a factor of at least 30 and repeating this operation at least every 2 hours if we go to the beach or some activity abroad. We must reserve from the sun in the hours of greatest incidence, from 12 to 4, and it's also important to protect ourselves with hats, glasses, and as much as possible the skin. And these measures are the same for children, young people, and adults, and we must have them taken into account both in summer and winter. With them there were also the pharmacist Cristina Domínguez, the businesswoman Mariela Grosso, and the real estate administration Maria Teresa Sánchez Barroso. The real estate administrators in the municipality want to support this campaign of the AECC, spreading its advice and recommendations among owners and tenants of the residential that we manage, always with the approval of the board of each community.
During the summer period, loads of families see themselves in a predicament to conciliate their work with the holidays of the little ones of the house, and summer camps help them to do it while the kids have fun.
Sports Councilman Joaquín Villazón visited on Monday the facilities of Benalmádena's Sports Center that during the summer hosts some of the camps organized in the municipality. Specifically, he visited the football campus, Benalrhythmic, and Sports Mornings, 3 of the 9 camps that are being held on Benalmádena. Villazón thanked the organizers for their effort and dedication. We want to recognize the merit and the professionalism of the organizers of the summer camps, both private and these facilities host during summer. They have maintained their activity of great importance for family reconciliation despite the difficulties and the extra cost that suppose the new hygienic sanitary measures, highlight the councilman. During the visit, we were also able to speak with the organizers of 2 of these camps, Antonio Avilés, one of the organizers of the soccer technification camp, who told us how the kids spend their morning. We have been full for these first 2 weeks, with between 70 and 80 students, he said. This 2020 we celebrate our 10th edition, and daily we alternate a soccer training session with controlled bathing days in the sports center pool, explained Avilés. This camp currently has 10 training groups totaling about 120 students. Registration for the second half of July and the 1st of August is now open. Marcos Aybar, organizer of the Sports Mornings, announced that they are full for the first 2 weeks. We have been developing this camp since 2003, and we organize everything from activities with alternative sports to recreational workshops or craft workshops, explained Aybar, who highlighted the correct adaptation to the new hygiene health safety regulations with both parents and children respecting and complying with all security measures.
And these are today's headlines. Face masks are now compulsory in all public spaces. New residency card for Brits living in Spain. Navas and Carrillo ask for citizenship and collaboration. ACC launches their new solar protection campaign. Villazón visits the sport camps at Benalmádena Pueblo. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with slightly cloudy or clear skies, temperatures without change, east component winds more intense in the Antequera region. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profiles on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.